Hi, I'm Dr. Anna, and I'm dedicated to your trauma recovery. As you know, we focus on questions about trauma and recovery, whatever they are, whether they're questions about something you've experienced or somebody that you care about. I absolutely appreciate every single email, comment on social media or YouTube. We're reading them all, and we are trying to respond to those messages that we can, as many as we can. So please stay connected with this conversation. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the videos that are useful for you so we know what's making a difference. And let's keep the conversation going forward. Listen, experiencing many traumatic events over the course of a lifetime can lead to a very serious impact on how we relate to others, especially when the traumatic events are of human design. And these are experiences that are, of a sexual nature, person-to-person violence, incidents that involve either neglect or some kind of a personal injury. Whereas these kinds of events tend to impact us on a social level. They can really impact and impair how we relate to other people. They undermine our own sense, a deep sense of trust and connection, as opposed to other kinds of traumatic events like earthquake, fire, flood, accident, illness. Now, those things are different, and they impact us on a different level because they're not of human design. That doesn't mean that you're not going to necessarily experience post-traumatic stress because of it, but there's something very important to consider that happens when there is trauma of a human nature. So I want to talk about another email that came in this time from Cassie. And Cassie says, I was molested as a young child for approximately 3 years by my step-grandfather. He's been dead for 35 years. Can anyone suffer from PTSD with this issue? I feel like I'm not right. I suffer with depression. I've attempted suicide 3 times, and I had a lot of other traumas as well. My parents were alcoholics, and I suffered attachment issues and experimented with drugs and drinking as a coping mechanism. I've come a long way, but I feel in some ways I've forgiven him, but I never have forgotten. Do I suffer with PTSD, do you think? Okay, Cassie, I am really sorry about what has happened to you, and this is a very difficult history for you to have to live with. This is what I call big T trauma. And I train professionals all over the world on strategies for helping trauma survivors, and when they, part of the training always includes submitting client reports, and many of them contain histories of multiple traumatic events, complex trauma that include events that have happened over a lifetime. And it is amazing that we can be so unbelievably cruel to each other as human beings, and that innocent children are victims of terrible trauma and abuse. And I see that this is a reality in your case, and it saddens me. But the remarkable thing is that I see people continue to find resources and ways to recover. And that's actually the most remarkable thing. Because when I hear about these stories and I work with these professionals who are working with trauma survivors wherever they are, they're also telling me stories of resiliency and growth. And I hope that you'll allow yourself to move into your own resiliency and growth as well, Cassie. I haven't met you personally, so I can't really know for sure if you have PTSD, but in your situation, you're already telling me that you've been exposed to some very, very significant traumatic events, and that you struggle with feelings that are so strong that they've made you want to end your own life. So whether you have PTSD or not, you must seek out help. You must start to dedicate yourself to your own recovery. I want you to go out and try to find a trauma-informed healthcare, mental health care professional There are hospital-based programs, community centers, women's centers, and other organizations that focus on trauma care. I want you to start by looking today, and there are some simple things I want you to do. First, for sure, start with, if you're feeling suicidal in any way, I want you to catch these feelings in the early stage, and I want you to go to your nearest emergency hospital department. And I want you to admit that you need help and that you're having suicidal feelings. This can be a huge first step, and it can be a very important one in changing your life. Second, I want you to seek out skilled mental health care professional who's really familiar with trauma. Third, personally, I love the use of stabilization, self-soothing exercises as the starting point for any trauma care work. And this is certainly true when it comes to suicidal feelings, feelings that are extreme in nature and usually go along with feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. A lot of trauma recovery is learning to find things that help you manage to sit with extreme feelings and not let them rule your life. Fourth, don't blame yourself for other people's terrible behavior. The biggest piece that I'm hearing that is in your life is that you met many people who were not truly worthy of being in a role or caring for you, or frankly anybody else. From what I'm hearing, you were abused and neglected by people who were supposed to care for you, provide a stable base and the necessities of life. And I don't want you to use 1 inch of your energy feeling guilty for what they did or feeling bad for their behavior. And 5, figure out just one safe and healthy activity that you like or even love to do, and allow yourself to engage in this activity as a safe and meaningful outlet. Whatever that exercise is, could be painting or listening to music or riding a bicycle, whatever it is that gives you that sense of being grounded and okay, even if it's just for 20 minutes. And 6, connections with others after this type of human-based trauma history can be an area that is a huge challenge. I want you to pull just one thing out and ask yourself at your core, how are your relationships? Have you found a way to connect with even 1 or 2 trustworthy people? If yes, build on this. Learning to surround yourself with meaningful connections will help you heal, as your story is one where you were betrayed over and over again by people who should have been there to help you. This was out of your control. You're an adult now, and it's time for you to go on a search for trustworthy people. And these are people who are actually always around. Your instincts initially might take you in the wrong direction, similar to those in the past. So challenge yourself and point towards gentle, caring people who can help you create a safe landing and a new perspective on the world. By doing this, you're going to change your life 1 interaction at a time. I want you to just take a moment and recap with me. First, take suicidal feelings seriously. Seek out help at the early stages. Go to your local emergency. 2, search for trained trauma care professional. 3, learn and practice stabilization exercises, harnessing calm, self-soothing. 4, you were not responsible or to be blamed for other people's terrible behavior. 5, choose 1 healthy, safe outlet and use it daily. And 6, finally, find people who are worthy of your trust. Change your own life's trajectory. I hope these videos are helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep the conversation about post-traumatic growth and recovery moving forward. Have a question? Post or email us, and we will be happy to continue this conversation with you.